Yo, 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 what's up? It's your boy Dubb. I'm back with another album review. Today we're going to be talking about 21 Savage and Drake's new collab album, Her Loss. This album only been out a couple hours, just dropped at midnight. I listened to it once at the gym. I listened to it another time in the car. I got 2 full listens under my belt. And I'm be honest, off my first impression, I am impressed. This joint, it was definitely sturdy. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if these dudes were just going to be emptying out their hard drive or just something of that nature. But honestly, I'm fairly impressed. You know, like I've said on the last album review, a lot of these albums today and this year just been like kind of just existing. Nothing's really stood out to me. For the beats, I love the trap bop that we're getting off of these beats. These are the type of beats that I've been wanting Drake to work on and do a whole album of forever. I really love that bounce that they're getting. 21's in there talking. Rap, like he's talking his talk. They're rapping. They both going back and forth. Drake really stepped up the punchlines on this album, really to compete with 21. You know, 21 is a punchline rapper. Every other bar is a punchline. He's getting right to it. He's hitting you over the head for the entire verse. And Drake kind of matched him with that. I really love how on the intro, Drake, you know, gave kind of like put more of the spotlight on 21. You know, Drake don't really need a whole lot of spotlight. But, you know, this is his man's. He rock with him, so you're going to give him that spotlight. I really, you know, that's admirable from somebody that don't really got to do nothing else in music to eat. But he's out here doing this for his artists. Yeah, that was really admirable. Also, the slow beats on this album, they're crazy. They sound like, you know, them Rod Wave, Lil Durk type beats with the 92 BPM with them Vox chops in the back, the vocal chops. It just sounds great on them, you know. Like melody, Drake been the king of melody since like '08. But now he's kind of getting, you know, transitioning into what these kids are doing now. And I just think it sounds great. This album here is what we've been wanting for Drake for like 10 years. We kind of, you know, he said another classic that's just 10 of these. This is what we were talking about, just him rapping. Give us a 3 a.m. in Calabasas or whatever they're showing called, you know, just give us a whole album of you really rapping. You know, and 21 seems to be the person that brings that out of him. I always say that when it comes to like Hove, Jeezy brings that talk, that braggadocious out of him, and that drug dealer talk that we don't really get too often from him. But on this one, I'm definitely feeling how 21 brought something out of Drake when it comes to rapping. And he's still hitting him with the melodies. He's still singing. He's still talking that talk. You know, he's still throwing all the subs at all these chicks that he be messing with. I really do appreciate what they did together on this album. And 21 was not showed up by any means. Barring my head off for this whole John. Like, this is just crazy how these two were able to just, you know, kind of tap back and forth. I didn't have much expectations. You know, these albums nowadays, they don't really hold a lot of weight in 2022. But, you know, this one really did stick. It stuck out to me so far. Again, it's still new. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it in a week. Some of these tracks might fall out of my playlist or whatever. But spinning this right now, I'm loving the bops. I'm loving the bars, the lyrics. Tons of punchlines. You could really see the chemistry that these two had together. They just sound good tonality-wise playing off each other because, you know, 21's got that monotone, deeper voice, and he's going to punchline after punchline. You got Drake coming in with some melodies, Drake coming in with his own punchlines and his own bars. I just love how they just been going back and forth. It just sounds amazing, these two together. I don't think I'd want a collab album with Drake and a lot of other people. I did not like the Drake and Future collab album. I don't really like Drake with a lot of collabs anyway. On CLB, that was my one critique, is there's just too much going on. Too many voices. Every song's got a feature. You need to chill. I really like that these two, you know, it sounds like they sat down in the stew somewhere and just worked. There were a couple features. There was a Travis Scott feature. Not a whole lot going on, but they was just in there rapping, vibing off each other and talking. Really, really happy that this wasn't just a hard drive dump or whatever these verses these two had, throw a beat around them and calling it a day. Like, I feel like a lot of these albums are this year. It seems like a throwaway year, which we get every now and then. But again, I'm really pleased. Y'all should really go check out this Drake 21 album. That is my review. Again, I'm Dubb, a Philly-based engineer, beatmaker, artist, producer, whatever you want to call me. It sticks. And I'll see y'all again next time. Peace.